Hello, hello, and welcome, or should I say ho, 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 Christmas cousins. I'm Cousin Chad.
And I'm Cousin Seth.
And for those of you who don't know, we are the Christmas cousins. I love the holidays. I love Christmas. Cousin Seth, my dear cousin, was doing nothing, none of the fun. He was just meandering about his days, and I said, Cousin Seth. He said, Cousin Chad. I said, we've got to take a journey where I teach you all about the seasons, and maybe we should even record it and let other people follow it, join in the fun. It's been a wild success. The world has fallen in love with your charm and your infectious enthusiasm, Seth, your global sensation. And we've met a lot of great people along the way. And joining us today from ChristmasEveryMinute.com, a fan favorite, a Christmas cousin favorite, we have the one and only Chris from ChristmasEveryMinute.com. Welcome, Cousin Chris.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to be with the cousins. My favorite non-related by blood cousins.
I love it. And probably maybe even you like us better than some of the blood-related cousins, I'd venture to say.
No doubt.
Okay, let's name names. This would be a really great episode, Seth, because I have some waiting. I'm going to bring them on. Here it is, Cousin Frank.
Now you're causing trouble.
That's right. That's it.
I like it.
So Chris has a website. For those of you who are listening, I'm assuming you probably either enjoy or love Christmas or you just enjoy and love Cousin Seth. But he has a website, ChristmasEveryMinute.com, and it is full of fun stuff. If you want to be, if you're at your desk and you want to look like you're really working while you're staring at your computer, I highly recommend this website. Seth has recently let go of hundreds of employees for catching them looking at your website, Chris. I said give them a raise. But it's chock loaded with Christmas lists, mini movie and soundtrack reviews, book reviews, Christmas friends, random thoughts. It's really great. I enjoy it. And you've got some new articles. You just recently did an article on You'll Never Guess, the Christmas card game. Of course, Hallmark, Christmas Creep. You cover it all, Chris. What is the latest and greatest on your site? And then we're going to get into the Gift-a-Palooza, your gift recommendations, some gifts that Cousin Seth brought. And maybe we'll talk about some of our favorite gifts from our youths.
Yeah. No, thank you so much. So the big new thing is the big Christmas interview. So this is a new feature. Our first one was an interview with a developer who created a game called You'll Never Guess.
Okay.
It's Christmas trivia.
YULE. You'll never guess it.
Yes.
Okay.
They're clever. And he also created a game called Who Knew? The ultimate Hanukkah trivia game.
Oh, really? Okay.
So you'll have to check that one out. But we have it's such a busy time now that we're getting, we're like 20 something days before the holidays. We've got holiday song spotlights, and for anyone who's unfamiliar with that, I try to surface songs that you don't hear on the radio that I absolutely love. They're always on my playlists, just to introduce something that's a little bit different.
And that's on the website under, where would someone find that if they were on your website?
This is all on the homepage.
Okay.
Each of these sections has an archive, so you can go back and look at all the old, the song choices. But right now there's a song from J.D. McPherson.
Okay.
And I've also got, the Did You Know section. It's about a unique holiday tradition that's involving Japan and KFC. And you'll just have to read about it there on the site.
Yes, we've actually covered that. That's a great tradition. That's very fun. How in Japan they have KFC for Christmas night, or is it Christmas Eve? I forget, one of the two.
Yeah, I think it's both. It could be either.
Oh, okay. Now the J.D. McPherson song you're talking about, I see on your website. He's a favorite holiday album called Socks, but he also was a guitarist and opening act for Robert Plant and Alison Krauss. That's really impressive.
Correct. And it's one of my favorite. More recent holiday albums. It's just terrific. I highly recommend it. And it's called Socks.
Okay.
As discussed on the last episode of Christmas Cousins, we have a semi-new section called the Christmas Lists.
Yes.
That we keep adding to. The four most recent lists up there are the 10 best Christmas comics according to Reddit. And these are comic books if you're a fan. We have the 19 saddest country Christmas songs. We have Kelly Clarkson's 5 holiday traditions. And finally, from a group of professional light installers, the 25 best outdoor Christmas lights. So always adding to these lists of Christmas-related things. So,
Chris, for the saddest Christmas songs, was this on one of them? Let's see. Seth, you know this song. Let's see.
cuts so deep.
It cuts so deep. Was that on the list or no? Was that?
I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and double check that one. But may very well be.
Okay, because it's a happy sounding song until you hear the lyrics. Then it's very.
I
I like when they do that. They play a song in like a happy major chords, and then you listen to the lyrics like, this is discordant. This isn't making sense right now.
Right.
So,
Right.
but we are going to talk about some gifts now. Seth is also going to bring some great gifts that he likes for everyday people, just that everyone can enjoy. So I'm very excited to see those. But before we get into it, Chris, you had a great idea to discuss if we had any gifts that we got for the holidays that really stood out. So I'd like to ask you, Chris, when you were younger or any time, was there a Christmas gift or any holiday gift that you got that you were like, wow, this is the ultimate. This is really great.
Yeah. My birthday fell on December 17th.
Yes.
And so I was always getting sort of Christmas birthday gifts together. But my favorite all-time gift as a kid was Revell. I don't know if you remember the model company, Revell. They made all the model airplanes and all that. They had
Revell, it's called
Revell,
RVELL.
Revell.
I mean,
And
Seth has dated many models, but none named Revell that I know of. So. Okay, and what did they have?
So this was a 4-foot high Apollo Saturn rocket. So as a kid, I was obsessed with the Apollo program ever since I watched Neil Armstrong step on the moon. So that was the absolute favorite gift that I have ever received. Although probably a close second was a model of the Star Trek Enterprise bridge. It was open, had all the had James Kirk and Spock and all the characters. So those are the two ones that I really stand out.
Around how old were you when you got these?
Oh my gosh, I had to be maybe 7 or 8 years old, 9 years old, something like that. But the biggest gift I never got was a big.
That's good.
Yeah,
okay,
what
was that?
It's a big wheel.
Oh, a big wheel.
Yeah, so that ruined my entire childhood. No, I'm just kidding.
Right, you're still in therapy over that.
Right.
I hear, Seth, if we played Big Wheels Keep on Turning, Chris would just break down and cry right now.
Right.
It's a triggering moment, Chad.
Yeah, do you have that, Seth? We could play it? No. Okay.
Not offhand.
Okay,
Well, you say your hands probably are still intact. Your fingers are still intact from not having to pull that brake in between the tires, the plastic tires.
Right. Yeah, it was for my own good. Yeah, that's it.
Seth, were there any gifts now? I know you were a single child of two well-to-do parents, and I'd never heard no said to you. What was a gift that stood out for you?
My English teacher mother of 30 years, yes, she was definitely bringing home the bacon in mass amounts. I got a lot of, great gifts. It was obviously mostly for Hanukkah, but I say the one that stands out the most was Father's acceptance. Excuse me, the G.I. Joe multi-soldier transport, not the other thing.
See, we always unlock doors on this show. So.
Right.
Very emotional.
Yeah,
that's it. But I loved the Mask series of toys, ones that converted from like different automobiles to helicopters or motorcycle helicopter. I loved the comics. I loved the cartoon. I loved all the toys. But the big get was the headquarters. It was like in a mountain or something like that opened up. And I remember going to Toys R Us. I think I was like 9 or 10 or something like that. And I got to meet Jeffrey the Giraffe.
Oh, wow.
It was the Jeffrey Giraffe. I don't know. And Hulk Hogan, too. It was,
wow.
Yeah. And I was a little kid, and I was like, this guy is gigantic. And
so this must have been what, like 86, 87, when Hogan was like the biggest thing?
Oh, yeah. I think I'd seen him that same year at a big wrestling event. And so that was very cool. But we go in there to buy the toys, and I spot the glorious Mask headquarters, and I'm like, I was all excited. And I was there with my folks, and they don't get it. They don't get it. They're like, oh, okay, it's nice, and I don't know what's going on. So I end up leaving the store without it. I was disappointed. But a couple days later, at the start of Hanukkah, They had it well crafted out where one would distract me and take me out kicking and screaming and having a tantrum.
And so
Like,
you
you
got
take him
it.
in the parking lot and beat us behind.
See, Chris, Seth always liked to tell us the stories where he's like, my parents don't understand me. I'm going to get Doc Martens in ox blood red and everything. And he never tells these sweet, loving stories that we would hear. So this is all new to me as well. So
it's always the stories about you go pick out your own stick that I'm just going to whack
beat you with. Right, exactly. That's
Right.
it. Yeah. Seth likes leaning into those stories. And we like hearing those stories better. These heartwarming stories, Seth, just the ratings dip. I can see right now the listenership is going down.
Okay,
So-
well, I'm crossing off the other one I was going to tell about a very memorable time in San Antonio, Texas, on the Riverwalk, but no one's
really?
going to care.
Is that another one? For real?
Around Christmas time, yeah.
dude.
I remember spending a couple holidays. We used to take a lot of road trips, but I remember spending a couple holidays, in a hotel. So we'd start
Fancy.
off. These were the Holiday Inns of Holiday Inn establishments. But we'd have our menorah, so I'm sure the hotel loved that.
Traveled with a menorah?
Yeah, exactly. And we'd leave the room, leave it burning. So we sell.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it still goes on. But one of the times we were in San Antonio, Texas, which is there's great stuff to see. It's beautiful. The Riverwalk is really nice. But for Christmas, they decorate and you take a little boat through the middle. There's little restaurants and things off the side, and it's really picturesque. But
Okay.
so that was a memory. It was the closest thing I could recall back to Christmas. I'm like, we did something Christmassy.
Okay.
So we know where Seth's journey, where the seed was planted, apparently in San Antonio.
At the Alamo. It was the last stand of Hanukkah, and Christmas started creeping in. That's what happened, I think. And we also learned you travel with a lighted menorah, so we know how the Great Conflagration, the Great Chicago Fire of 1871 started, Seth. We just learned one of your ancestors lit a menorah all late nights in a hotel.
There's a really nice hotel right across the street. The Drake is right there. That would have been.
Well, I like to hear that. I think for me, I used to. The one I know was an NES, a Nintendo, when it was really big, when I was around 10 or 11. That was like the big one. There's that HBO movie where they talk about that, the Nintendo NES. But I always got a new surfboard, and it was, December. Oh. And I was in New Jersey, and I just love surfing, so that would be my big gift. But I would surf in the winter, but it was pretty cold, so you're kind of like waiting for it just to be warm enough to go out. So it was a great gift, but also a little tough, because generally it was like, we had to, we would bear it and grin and bear it and go out anyway. But that was for me. Oh, so it was cool. And to this day, I remember what the boards were and everything. And it was fun getting one major gift. We didn't have the kind of means like, the Seth side of the family where they would go to San Antonio and things like that and stay in the Holiday Inn.
And mother and father would surprise you with a Fetch It Freddy. They're like, you're an only child. You don't have anyone else hanging out with you. You throw the ball at the dog.
Right. Who else could rent the entire Riverwalk other than
That's true. Chris, he thought it was just a private empty street. He had no idea. And that's
Boat
so
for
Chris.
me?
Yeah, that's right. Well, we are going to get into some gift ideas from Cousin Seth as well. But Chris, what are your thoughts on some great gifts? Because I know you had a list as well that people can really look into that stood out to you this year when they're like, I want something different or new. They're coming to the Christmas Cousins. They're coming to ChristmasEveryMinute.com for this Gift-a-Palooza idea. So what do you say?
Yeah, so we've got a list on the it's the top story now on the website because it is getting closer. Like this is go-to time for gifts. And I always try to come up with an eclectic list of different things. So I'll go through some of them here. Our official sponsor of our site is Cat in the Box, but part of the reason is that they just create these fantastic gifts for cats. So I've got a couple of Christmas themed cat gifts up there. One is a gingerbread cat playhouse. This is
I love that.
Made out of cardboard, which cats love, as everyone knows. It's got a scratcher inside. But the cool thing about this one is it's got candy stickers, and so you can make it a project. You can bring in your grandchild or your young child and make it just a project. It's really cool.
So I see. So that's cat. Let's give that website too, because you can get that through Amazon, the Gingerbread Cat Playhouse, correct? Or direct from the Cat is in the Box or something?
Yeah, and every single one of these the lists or items on the list has a how can I buy these? And so underneath
Cool.
there's all the links. Sometimes these companies will allow you to bundle some gifts for a discount around, and I think there's a couple of instances here. So check out the site. All the links are there. They also have a cat Christmas stocking with
Very
3
fun.
toys that come with it. So that's a really cool gift. And then there's other cat toys that are really popular right now.
So if you have a cat and you want them to be able to enjoy, or maybe you're traveling over the holidays, give them a new house to play in. Seth, you have your Gracie the kitty cat, the
Absolutely,
gingerbread
and
cat
Molly.
playhouse with free shipping too. Oh, and Molly, right? You have 2 cats. I had to buy 2 houses.
Yep.
Yeah. It's all
Right.
always just developing.
And if you have a friend or a family member who has a cat and you don't, these also make good gifts.
Yes, I have a cat. My cat would love that. I like that idea. I'm going to send that. I think we may be ordering one of those. Thank you.
There you go.
Okay, and I know that's a
I
big
also-
sponsor. Yeah.
I also
Yes.
like that we get a little insight into some cat psychology with your the free ebook. Why is my cat so weird?
Yeah.
Explain
There it is.
7 truly bizarre feline behaviors.
Wow.
Really interested to know a few.
Right.
So
Definitely check that one out. There's another pet related product on there from the Good Paws Bakery and Gifts Company, and they make this really unique gluten free dog treats. They come in small or large packages, so one could make a good stocking stuffer, and one is a larger one. So that's a really cool gift as well. It's
Those were dog treats?
they look delicious.
and they're
You sent
they're-
us that like promo care package. I was like, oh, that was nice of Chris. Yeah.
It's on its way. But also, if you've got a dog that has a sensitive stomach like mine, these types of products are always good for that. So.
That is cool. And by the way, Chris, I have to say, your new logo, the Christmas Every Minute logo, is fantastic. It's like it's
thanks.
white and red and green. There's a white tree with 2 stars, and it's in like an ornament. Did you design that? Did you have someone design that? If you're listening, everyone, check that out. ChristmasEveryMinute.com. I hope we don't crash your website with our almost 40 million listeners, but
Yeah,
I would like that as a shirt or a mug. That's great. I like that.
No, I definitely had someone else design that. My artistic skills are minimal.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm
they
a
nailed
writer.
it.
I'm not an artist, but
Right.
But yeah, that's I'm real excited about that, and I'll hopefully be putting that on, some swag down the road. But
Oh, maybe Seth will wear it on one of his big events, like on the red carpet or something. That would be very cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
well,
Love that.
my next gift that I want to mention is the Raven Fox Capes and Cloaks Jedi robe. So maybe I'll
Whoa.
put my Christmas Every Minute logo on a Jedi robe, and then, Seth, you could walk around with that.
I think
But,
So
I've
for the-
seen those. They're
for the
hooded,
start-
aren't they?
Yeah.
But these are designed by, again, the Raven Fox Capes and Cloaks Company. They're really well made. They're not your average cloak, it's all the information is, all the details of the product are of course on the site. But it's good, if you're out at a Renaissance fair, you've got a battle with Darth Vader, you got to go to the Tatooine cantina with friends after work. So these are all good choices for.
So yeah, because we do have a lot of people who love Christmas but also love Star Wars, like Joe, the Christmas aficionado.
See?
I could see him rocking this Raven Fox cape and cloak.
Right, look at that. It's just phenomenal.
It is. It looks very nice, right? A flask of Tatooine Sunset or keys to the Millennium Falcon go right in your pocket. There,
Right in your
so
pocket.
That's very
Right.
cool.
With the 2 deep pockets.
A luxury suiting fabric. Oh, that's a good find. Are you a Star Wars fan, Chris?
I
guess
am
you are.
indeed.
Do you
Yeah.
have a robe, a cloak?
I don't, but I've got my eye on this one.
Okay, send Seth your address and it'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll get together. We'll go do a little LARPing sometime.
That's right. Look at our
LARPing.
lightsabers. Awesome
have
trouble.
LARPers.
That's
Right. There they go again, out drunk with their lightsabers.
But when you come home from the cantina, you need something like a hand spritzer or soap to wash off.
There
Any
you
good
go.
ideas there, Chris?
Just what an incredible transition. Thank you. So Susan Soaps and More has a peppermint hand spritzer. So they make fantastic soaps and all sorts of products, but this is the one I love because it smells like peppermint. So it smells like Christmas.
Oh, wow.
And I've tried like a million of these, hand sanitizers, and they're always like goopy and gloppy.
Yes.
But this one, it goes on, the alcohol evaporates, and all you're left with is that peppermint smell. So I absolutely love this, and it comes in this easy to carry container. You can throw it in your car. You can throw it anywhere. Highly recommend.
How did you find them? Is this somebody you know, or you just saw them in a store? This is Susan Soaps, Susan Soaps.
Yeah, this was a friend of ours who started this company, and knew that I liked the holidays, so sent this one up, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is fantastic!" Because it's just like walking around with Christmas right on your hands, and I hate that sort of globs of the sanitizer, and this one just is like boom, it disappears, and it feels good in your hands, and the peppermint smell is just fantastic. So
I like this list. I want to order these. I am all in for this. Okay, I like that. Have you tried the scents? The like the native makes them the candy cane flavored or like Christmas flavored deodorant or scented rather deodorants and bath washes. They're very nice.
I haven't yet. This one I'm just I keep ordering this one. So because this is like I'm obsessed with the peppermint hand spritzer. Okay, I like that. So that's also ChristmasEveryMinute.com. The list is right there. You can click on how can I buy this. But so now we're clean. We were out. Now we're having a relaxing evening at home. Are there any good card games, Chris, that we could play or anything fun? What? How did you see this list? This is crazy.
Right.
So
just guessing.
I recently discovered this game called You'll Never Guess, and it's a Christmas trivia game.
Wow.
And I contacted the developer because I thought, wow, this is fantastic. And I actually interviewed him, and the interview is I think I may have mentioned this earlier. We have this new feature, the big Christmas interview that's new.
Yes.
So the interview is on the site, but the game is fantastic. It's a ton of fun. It's all Christmas trivia, and it has QR codes on the back that can verify, the answer for those who are the doubting Thomases of your trivia games. Mm-hmm. But it's just a ton of fun. He's got an expansion pack now that he's just released this year, and he has a Who Knew Ultimate Hanukkah trivia game as well. Wow. So he's got all the December holidays covered here. So again, you can read my interview with him on the site, but also you can go on this list here and order the games. And he does offer discounts and bundle discounts too. So I highly recommend.
This looks like fun, and it's off, no Wi-Fi, no screen. You're playing together. I see if there's a tie. You do rock paper scissors to determine who wins the card. This looks like a lot of fun.
Right. It is for sure. And it covers 6 different categories of sort of Christmas trivia, from TV shows to movies to books to entertainment. It covers the gamut. A lot of fun. Highly recommend that.
But Chris, when we're done playing the game and we want something more tactile, where we're using our engineering skills and we're building, is there anything possible? I can't imagine you found something Christmassy that would fit this.
Chad, you're good. You are good. You're the consummate host. Yes, it is number 6 on my list is the Lego Winter Village Collection.
Well, that fits the bill.
This is not your father's Lego anymore.
You've seen my father's Lego collection, Chris?
It is quite impressive.
It's very nice.
Superb by this pod. No. So this is something that Lego's been doing since 2009. They call it the Winter Collection because it doesn't just cover Christmas. It covers, they have ski lifts and all sorts of things. But they add one big component every year. It's a little pricey, but if you're into these sort of collectible Christmas scenes, this is a cool one. And it's Santa's Post Office. That's the new one this year.
I'm looking at a picture of it there. It is just a great wintry scene. I mean, it just looks like a cute village. There's an elf outside. There's Santa. There's some reason there's a hot air balloon. I don't know why. A big tree.
I think there's an elf in there delivering packages. Maybe the reindeer had too much to eat.
Yeah, right. I like this. Are you into Lego, Chris?
I don't have these collections, but I know a lot of people who do. Yeah. And I think it's really cool. I know some people who are, but no, I don't have the big Lego collections.
Seth, how about you?
I always look at them.
Yeah, they're cool to look at. Seth, first of all, on this list, any of these things, Seth, where you're thinking for real, I'm going to get these. I highly recommend for your cats, the gingerbread house at thecatisinthebox.com.
I like the Lego. I do like. I've played with Legos throughout my life and done some as of recent.
Really?
Yeah, I did the guitar one. I did the Yoda one. Yeah.
You've been keeping
So-
your Lego a secret from me, Seth.
I know. There's so many layers.
Another
So many
podcast.
layers. So yeah, really, so many layers of him, Chris. I mean, every time. Now he's
Peel
doing
him away.
Lego. Yeah,
Like
it's
an onion.
crazy. No, and it's a huge onion because we're not even getting anywhere near the surface. And half the time we peel it, we end up crying. One of us. It's wild. So.
Absolutely.
Did you see the episode, Chris, where he recently was retching from trying the faux turkey? I don't know if you caught that, but it's amazing.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. It's always
was
a
awful.
good journey.
It was a good journey. I think of that before I go to bed, and I have the sweetest of dreams.
Yeah, I've got the eggnog sound in my head of
Oh, yeah.
retching from that.
Well, we're trying to work out the eggnog cocktail party. I have to find some time and logistics. I know we discussed maybe next week. If not, it would have to be the week after. So I would be following up with that because I really want to make that happen.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can. But so here
You're
we
getting
are.
no support out of me on this one.
Unfortunately, it's in the contract. Seth. I can't help you. I just can't help it.
Yeah, I'm determined to turn Seth's gagging into my ringtone. So hopefully
That would be amazing.
What is that?
That's hilarious. So what are we going next? All these activities, we must be thirsty, Chris.
Yes. So now this is a really unique gift I saw. I don't have this. I just recently saw it, and I thought, wow, that's really cool. I'm going to add that because, as by way of background, I'm trying to see all the U.S. national parks. There's 63 altogether. I'm down to 17.
Oh, wow.
But this is a water bottle that has all the U.S. national parks on it, and every time you finish one, you can put a little sticker on the bottle in the right place.
Oh, that's cool.
And it has it for other things as well. It has for U.S. states. But I thought this was really cool, and that's also on my my want list. But it's from a company called Wondery Outdoors, and I think it probably makes for a great conversation starter too as you're in the parks, and it's just a lot of fun.
Especially, we all have that outdoorsy person that loves all this stuff. And my only concern is, it says the price ranges from $13.80 to $58. Does the one for $13 leak? Why is it such a big disparity? It's like a $40 difference.
I'm not sure. I don't
Okay.
remember what that detail. I think the second one's made out of pure gold. No,
Oh,
I don't.
nice.
I don't remember that. It may be what comes with it, or it's bundled, or I
Right.
you'll
You're
have
looking
to
at the
check
state
website
parks
to
version.
find out, right?
Right. That one just has county parks on it from your
Right,
local.
exactly.
Yeah.
Or
Local-
skate parks, not state parks. That's,
Exactly.
local liquor stores.
that's right. So, but now though, we're December 2nd. We're rapidly counting down. I know Cousin Seth just picked up his first ever Advent calendar. Is there anything you've found in that space?
Yes. Such a good segue. So Williams Sonoma has an Elf Advent calendar. So I love the movie Elf, as many people do.
Yes.
And this one is the things that you get inside as you're counting down that kind of relate to the movies. Like, for example, you might find some Elf maple syrup. You might find some peppermint taffy.
That's
some
cool.
holiday candy corn. So just a fun thing. And they also have a variety of other Elf-themed products. I think they've got mugs and some other things. So that's always cool. And Advent calendars are such a big thing now. There are so many out there. I always try to pluck the ones that appeal to me personally. So
Do you have this yourself, Chris?
I don't, but it's on order.
Oh, you do? Oh, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does look fun. It is great. It's like a little gift to
Yep.
yourself.
Yeah,
I
just
got-
recently discovered this. So
That is cool. I should have got, Seth got one and we're covering that in an upcoming episode. I just got them for my kids, like with the regular chocolates, but I
Right.
need to get one. Darn. I
Right.
may have to get this one. I don't know.
there you go.
I
There you
know.
go.
I like that. This list is great. So we've got 2 more items to go.
Two more
we
to go.
haven't had anything to decorate our houses, though. I feel like
Well-
we're not going to get there, Chris.
Here we go.
Could
So
there be anything
what,
out there? Oh, there is.
what would a list be without a Hallmark item on it? So Hallmark is so synonymous with Christmas. They have a lot of just an endless series of things on their website. But the thing that I think is really cool is this vintage section that they've created. So there's all this retro Christmas decor. I grew up in the 60s and 70s as a kid, and I remember so many of these types of designs and looks that this was really appealed to me. I don't have any one item that I recommend because there's just so many cool things on there. You can get.
I
old
do
retro-
love the look of these. These are great.
Yeah.
I haven't seen these at all. Where did you find out about these? Were you at a Hallmark store? Or?
No, I was perusing the Hallmark site, and I stumbled upon this, as I do so many of these Christmas themed things, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. And I popped in my sort of favorite one that I've looked at, the Santa Christmas tree cookie jar, and you'll see the picture of it on the site there. But there's a ton of stuff that is really cool. I love vintage. I love the retro. We've got a vintage Christmas section on the front page of ChristmasEveryMinute.com. So I'm always swapping out old, images of city streets and that sort of thing. So
that is really cool.
A lot of fun.
A lot of this, they had a glass set. I was just looking on it. I found at a vintage store last year, I think it was last year, a 4-piece set of the coolest Christmas mugs with a vintage tree on it and everything. It's probably lead around the top, and I'm going slightly insane from it, but it is worth every cent.
You don't have much time with us, but no, it's the vintage stuff is huge now. There's Facebook, groups that are all over the place who deal in vintage Christmas items, and it's huge and expensive, and there we go.
That's like the tree Seth got, the mini one, the porcelain one. He got a retro one last year as part of his decor. Where is it, Seth?
Right.
It's in the closet.
Perfect spot for it.
The thing drains batteries. It was just getting more of a pain. I was like, I like it, but I'm like, I need to find something that plugs right into the wall.
But now it's Christmas. At least light it up when we're on air. It's a cool piece. He's got that new guitar behind him, you see, Chris.
Right.
I mean, he could get batteries.
Right.
So.
Well, the problem was he plugged in that tree, and then the lights in the mansion went out, and it was just awkward.
And shorted everything.
Right.
Yeah. It was like in Christmas Vacation where he couldn't get the lights going. It was that is what happened to Seth. So you have one more item, and this is near and dear to my heart because I've actually had this exact thing. I have a different one now. But take us through this. It's a kettle. Are you a tea drinker, Chris?
I am not a tea drinker. My wife is. Mm-hmm. I'm a coffee drinker. Okay. But I have made tea for my wife, and this is a recent purchase of ours, and it is just it's the coolest thing. It's got this wild, sort of whimsical octopus design on the front. It's made by Cuisinart, and this thing just is fantastic. It heats up the water in feels like seconds. It's got, it's easy to figure out the programming on it and figure out how it works. And I absolutely love it. And it also works if you're into French press coffee. So,
but Chris, as a writer, you are, as we say, you're burying the lead here because it is programmable. So you don't just turn it on and it just boils. You can set different temperatures, correct?
Yes, and it'll hold the heat for 30 minutes before it automatically shuts down if you get distracted. And it's also cordless, so you could pull it off the base, just like a Sonos speaker, and you can just pour it in, and boom, you're good to go. It has anti-splash proof technology for the front, whatever that means. But it's true, it works. It doesn't splash.
It's funny. I have had this exact mug just without the octopus design. It's the Cascada Perfect Temp 1.7 liter cordless programmable kettle, and I drink a ton of tea, but I do Japanese green teas, which you can only brew at a colder temp between 140 and 160. So you really need something to set it. You can't boil; it'll make it come out bitter.
Yeah,
so
right.
For me, or if a tea drink in your life, this is a great find. It's $130, but trust me, if you're making tea at home and you're doing anything other than a black tea where you want below a boil, this is worth its weight in gold. I love this. This is a great find.
Yeah, totally. And I've got my coffee maker sitting right next to it, so it's a nice 1-2 punch.
There you go. And you could do, like you said, a French press, so you could use it for your coffee too. Just hit boil.
Absolutely.
Which is how my wife has been drinking her coffee. So she's using my tea kettle to boil the water. So now every time I go to get my water at 160, it's at 200. Yet we're persevering, so we're going to make it through.
For the burn marks
right around
exactly.
It sounds just awful.
That's Seth. That's why I was in a bad mood the other day. My tea was slightly bitter. I couldn't get over it. I was the adversity.
As you're saying this, I was bitter. Your palate must be burnt out by now from eating tea leaves. How can you differentiate? That's got to be the most bitter thing.
Chris, what Seth is referring to when I'm done with the tea leaves, it's Japanese tradition. You don't just throw them out. If they're organic, good tea leaves, you can actually eat them. So I do.
Japanese tradition.
Yes. Seth was at my house visiting, and I just nonchalantly didn't even think anything of it. I scooped him up and I ate the leaves. And you should have seen his face. It was like I just ate my dog. It was wild.
I thought you were going to say.
I turned to the right. His wife is eating coffee grounds from the French press. I was like, what the hell's going on?
I thought you were going to say you served Seth up a bowl of a glass of eggnog.
Oh,
Yeah.
if it was in season, I would have. Believe me, it was summer. Yeah. But that's it. This is an amazing list. I love everything on here. I think, Seth, we've got to order some of these gingerbread cat playhouses. Those are fantastic. You can get it. Yeah, that looks like a lot of fun, especially when people are traveling. That's my number one find. So the Ginger Loaf House with Scratcher. Check that out, everybody. Ships fast, free. Your cat, even if it's late, your cat won't even know the date, which is really fun. But it'll get there. It'll be here by Sunday, December 8th if you order it today, which happens to be my birthday. I'm 11 days older than you, Chris, because you're the 17th.
Right?
Oh, no, 9 days older. Yes.
That's crazy.
There may be years in between, but I'm only going by the days. So,
Right.
We are very close. So, Seth, when you're shopping for me this week, make sure to pick up something for Chris as well. Before we log off, Seth, you have one item, your number one pick for that an everyday, every just regular person can get for a gift.
So I have a running list. I have a spreadsheet of the people I have to get. So it's kind of varied, but I'll give you like 4 or 5 things.
Okay.
But I will pose a question for you guys because I do genuinely need help with this. So I broke it out into Hanukkah and Christmas because some people are going to get both. A Rolls Royce. No, I'm kidding.
That's for me, right?
One individual, he likes sports. He's particularly happy that our home football team just dumped their head coach. So he'll be getting, I don't think he listens, but he'll be getting some Bears golf club head covers. So he just started playing.
Okay, that's a good gift, Seth. I like that. Very customized, thoughtful.
So there's another one, and I would love to get my hands on the story, but one of the younger individuals in Mrs. X's camp, her father stepped in dog mess, and then with her creative young mind, she wanted to write a story about it and calling it "My Daddy Stepped in SHIT." Obviously, she can't present that at school. She's a little young, but she wrote a story. I would love to see it. So I was thinking, she likes to write and stuff. So a little themed journal and pen or something whatever she's into. So
these are actually well thought out gifts, Seth.
I know.
It's
Impressive.
Yeah, Chris, didn't you think he was going to be like, I think you should get, season tickets to the Bears or a condo somewhere for someone. Like, these are regular gifts, Seth.
Right. Have the Foo Fighters play in your living room.
Right, exactly.
Right.
And then, these gift cards, it's not... this one is like a Sephora gift card. I know the person really likes it. I've been threatened that I need to get this as well as a rose gold Google Chromebook. So,
I know what that's for.
Yeah, I think that's a little. It's a little more cost prohibitive for some, but
you'll have to think of something else, Chad. Then.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You're not getting.
As long as it's rose gold, it can be anything.
Mm-hmm. But the big thing is for my Christmas Day host. What do I get them?
Right. Great question.
Husband and wife. I know I'll get the kids something, but I feel like I have to get the host something.
Yeah.
Nice.
I would say you can never go wrong with wine if they're wine drinkers. But if you've got a Chicago chocolatier that's local, that has a variety pack of that's always a good gift for a host.
It is a good idea, right? Something very good high-end chocolates, European stuff.
Right. Yeah. Some of the around this time of year, they're decorated in sort of a holiday theme. And,
that's a good idea.
So it's nicely gift wrapped. And...
Right.
What were you thinking, Seth?
I really was drawing a blank.
Oh, okay.
No, with any ideas, I was like, I don't know.
Well, that's why Cousin Chris is here. Wine and chocolate. I love that. Good stuff, Seth.
A subscription to the Christmas Cousins podcast. That's another one that's always good.
That is fun. That's the gift that keeps on giving all year long.
Right, right.
So-
I'll throw some stickers in there or something.
There you go. Perfect. And just ask them to rate and review us as well. That's our gift. That's all we want.
I wanted to remind your audience that another fantastic gift that you can get is some Christmas Cousins swag.
Yes. I forgot we have a store out.
We
Right.
do.
We do. We'll have to link it in. We have not even brought that up this season because we just like people listening, and if they want to get it, though, how do they get that? I think our link is in Instagram, Seth.
Yes, and also it's spreadshirt.com. It's the Christmas Cousins pod page.
Oh, there you
I
go.
know.
Thank you, Chris.
I am proud of my Christmas Cousins mug
Yes.
that I purchased from the swag store. It's near and dear to my heart. So there you go. It's
It
available.
goes with that kettle you have. Is that what you drink every day? It's like a warm hug from your cousins.
There it is.
I love it. That's it. You just need one mug in your collection the whole family can share, especially
it.
around cold and flu season. It's perfect for you. Well, Chris, this has been awesome. As always, we love having you on. It's so much fun.
Thank you, cousins.
Check out Chris on ChristmasEveryMinute.com. He's got the gift list. It is a really fun website. At this time of year, we're inundated with Christmas stuff, so there's a ton on there. But I particularly liked it in the off season because you could go on and check and get a little dose of Christmas cheer knowing it's there waiting. So that was really fun. So if you're worried about what do you do after the holiday ends, Chris is there for you to give you a little bit dose of cheer all year long. ChristmasEveryMinute.com. And one day, I think he's going to even interview Cousin Seth. He's trying to nail that down. It's not easy nailing him down. You have to get Seth in a ginger loaf house with Scratcher to nail him down.
I'm pressing for the Christmas Cousins to be my second big Christmas interview.
Love it.
Look
What
forward
an
to
honor.
that because
Thank you, yes.
I'm assuming that since you're my cousins, you would say yes to that.
We will say yes. We will be there. I will make sure Seth is there as well. So, yes. So thank you very much. And check us out, ChristmasCousinsPod@gmail.com and at ChristmasCousinsPod. Thank you again, Cousin Chris and Cousin Seth. And I'm
Thank you.
Cousin Chad.